Learn these tips and tricks that can help you navigate Railroad Medicare. Welcome everyone to another edition of the Highball Advisors Railroad Retirement Whiteboard. My name is John McNamara of Highball Advisors, and today we're going to talk about Medicare, right? Railroad Medicare, but Medicare for all intents and purposes. So especially railroaders, some that can retire at 60, right? 60 and 30, you hear about that all the time, or even people earlier. You know, they're building that bridge to get to Medicare, right? The golden Medicare, right? So, hey, everything's good once I get to Medicare. Well, yes and no. So let's learn some of the things that you want to keep an eye out when you get to Medicare, right? I put down 10 items. We'll go through them here, just high level, but this stuff's important, right? Because you're in retirement and money's very precious here. So first of all, number one, Medicare isn't free. All right, so you're like, oh, I made it there. I don't have to pay any more for health insurance. No, Part A is free, but Part B has a monthly premium. And then obviously, if you get into some supplements, you might have that or Medicare Advantage. So you're still got a budget for the Medicare. All right. Number two, you're not automatically enrolled in Medicare if you're working, right? And you're still getting insurance, health insurance. You're not going to be automatically enrolled. Now, you will be automatically enrolled if you're collecting railroad retirement and you turn 65. They will automatically enroll in you. So check out your situation there. Number three, there are penalties for late enrollment. So, right, penalties on Part A and Part B and Part D, especially Part D is very penalty because what they're trying to do is like, well, I'm not going to pay the premiums until I need Medicare. Well, it doesn't work that way. So they're going to hit you with the late enrollment penalty if you get in there late. So, make sure you do that on time. Number four, Medicare doesn't cover everything. So true, right? So maybe there might be some drugs because that's the Part D portion. Vision, dental, travel abroad. Okay, those are important things. I'll touch on that a little bit. But those, so it's not everything. Now, you could be on a Medicare Advantage and they might cover a lot of those things. But just Medicare by itself, they don't cover those categories that I mentioned. Number five, Medicare doesn't cover long-term care. So I tell my clients outside of taxes in retirement, long-term care is possibly your next biggest expenditure. All right. So you can't plan on Medicare to cover that. Now, they will cover short-term care in a facility, in a skilled facility. I believe it's 90 days, they'll cover that. But long-term care, and most people will probably need long-term care if you go into a facility, might be like the final 2 years. So that can get pretty expensive. You're looking at a well into the six-figure number for long-term care. Medicare is not going to cover that. Number six, income affects pay for Medicare. So, right, the IRMA penalty. So the amount of income that you have in retirement might trigger Medicare penalties, which would be on top of your regular premiums that you're paying for Medicare. So that affects parts B and D, right? You're making those monthly payments, but then they say, oh, you're a high income earner. We're going to put a penalty on top of that. So that's why when you're doing those, drawing down your 401k in retirement, you got to watch out for those IRMA penalties also. All right, so that's important. Number seven is it's not set it and forget it. Say, oh, I'm 65, I've enrolled in Medicare and I'm done. I've got my supplement. No, different health issues might come up. You might move and there might be a different provider for that area. So that's important. Okay, so you got to review that every year. I would definitely take a look at that. Number eight, Medicare isn't family coverage. So maybe you have a spouse that's younger and you hit 65, you're on Medicare, and you say, oh, my spouse is covered. We got family coverage just like the railroad, right? The whole family's covered. No, right? Spouse is not covered, so they have to find their own insurance. Just one person can be on the Medicare. Very important. Number nine, Medicare doesn't extend beyond the U.S. So I get a lot of things from railroaders. They message me, hey, I'm moving to Thailand. I'm moving to Costa Rica, Portugal, a whole bunch of different places. No Medicare coverage there. So you're going to have to figure that one out. Maybe a Medigap supplement or something along those lines. Limited travel insurance, something like that. If you're going to move overseas, Medicare is not going to cover that. So that's important for those moving abroad. And then number 10, Medicare doesn't cover dental, right? So that's separate coverage, right? Dental coverage, very important. So that's separate coverage. You could probably get that in a Medicare Advantage plan. They might have that. But just remember with those Medicare Advantage plans, sometimes you get what you pay for. So even though they look enticing, read the fine print, because once you get in those, you can't get back. So anyway, so I hope you found this helpful. These are the type of issues, especially that planning between when you leave the railroad to get to Medicare. I do a lot of that in my boarding for railroad retirement process. Sign up for that if you can. That would be great. Share this video with railroaders at or near retirement who are getting close to Medicare. Give them something to think about. Just don't like surprises. All right, so click on the notification bell. I do appreciate that. And until next time, everyone, please stay safe, stay on track, and take care. So long, everybody.